Hey guys, so I'm just going to talk to you about the Kyosho Blizzard here today. So I do have the 540 direct drive conversion kit in there. Now the kit that I got, I looked back at the old videos and text message, or not text messages, but Instagram and stuff like that, and I got it. Rookie ordered it for me online. It was just over $100 Canadian. I think it was actually in Canadian, but the place he found it was zetaboards.com. So Zetaboards, zetaboards.com. And then there's a section in there called RC Snowcats, and under topic, this kit is in there. Now the kit that I have in there is an actual direct drive. So there's two 540 cans, 80 turn, directed mounted on the outside wall. Excuse me, dog. You'll get your molly fixed later. Get the body out of the way. So I do have a parallel plug in there just because I have the lights on the body. So everything adds a little bit of weight if you're really overly concerned about weight. I am concerned about weight because this thing could run better. Anywho, that's what it looks like in there. Now when I say it could run better, I wouldn't mind changing to two micro ESCs of some kind and waterproof them myself somewhere to try and get less weight out of them. And less weight in the machine. I would like it to be under 3 pounds without a battery in it, but that ain't going to happen. Now, there's also, this to me is a true direct drive. When I actually found the plate, this is one of the plates that come with it. You can see there's a B on there, and there's another one that says A, and one was left and one was right. And to be honest with you, I don't remember anymore because it was a few years ago now. So I still have all the stock stuff. The longer chain, because you get shorter chains in the kit. Now here's where it gets goofy, because if you wanted to do this yourself, you almost could. The only problem is you'd have to find an adapter, and I believe they exist. I just had a quick look to see if I could find the old stock motors that came out of this thing. Hi Molly. She's really attentive today. She really wants attention. That's not attentive. You're not paying attention at all, are you? You. So maybe I'll attack this differently. Maybe I should write a script. So when you start off with this thing, you get this big old gearbox in there. The motors are right on those two motor plates, right? And they're tiny. I think they're 370 cans. Possibly 360. So when you get a stock unit, you can throw the Titan 380s in there. And at the time, these were the only motors me or anybody else could find. And when the motors come out of there, they have a little adapter sleeve on them. So those adapter sleeves you may need in the future. Remember that for when I get to this thing. So that adapter sleeve would change it from the itty bitty shaft that's on the stock motor into that same size of shaft there that's on the 380 can. Now with the only issue, or not the only issue, you gain more power and more speed. Of course your batteries didn't last as long. You gained a little bit of weight. But you created a lot of heat. Like there would be water in here when you were done a run, like if you're out for like an hour or two with it, because all the snow gets in there, it would melt quickly. So your next stage up from that one was to keep those motors, or any other motor you could find. These were the only ones we could find at the time. Excuse me. So that's what everybody ran at the time. Some still do. So there's that Sabertooth company that makes robotics electronics, and they sell boards that a lot of people use in the Kyosho Blizzard. They're called the Sabertooth, and I think there's like a 10 amp and a 20 amp. I think. There's two different amp ratings. Get the bigger one, of course, right? Now, this is where you run into a problem. Or no, not then, now. When you get the Sabertooth, it also allows you to run a pistol grip, which is nice. It's not waterproof, so you gotta waterproof yourself. It's a decent sized board. It's like two cell ESCs put together, right? So it's a decent sized board. I think it has a metal tray with it, if I remember correctly. Mine's long gone. It went to Rookie. Then he gave it to somebody else, or it went into something else, or it could be on his bench, I don't care. The lightweight, yeah, the progression, sorry, Molly threw me off there. The progression after you go up to a 380 can and you keep stock electronics, and you go to the Sabertooth, which again, you get a little bit more power and blah, 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 but you're still creating a lot of heat and it's not waterproof. So you can waterproof yourself with some kind of plastic container, or possibly some corrosion conformal, all that stuff works great. 3 layers, 30 minutes in between or something like that, and you're golden. Just don't let it rub against something, because it'll slowly rub the conformal off and then you're toast anyways. Stop bumping your head on the table. She's so pretty. Okay, so after that, let's see what else we got written down here. Now, when you want to go to the direct drive conversion, now to me this is a true direct drive, the way I have it set up. I'll do this again just in case I don't use the earlier footage. But there's the two motors directly onto the side. Now, Rookie got me the plate. It was off zetaboards.com and underneath the Snow Cats section. I'm not putting a link down there because I'm just uncomfortable with giving out links in case I send you someplace bad when I'm unsure of exactly what I'm doing. But if you Google RC Snowcat direct drive upgrade or Kyosho Blizzard direct drive upgrade, there are all kinds of videos and links that come up, but no one really shows the part number or the direct link. There's a couple forums on RC Crawler that you could read that give out some decent information of how to do the other conversion. Because there's another conversion now, that's what Rookie's got done on his, and I think he actually runs dual 3800 kV Castle brushless in his. Maybe, I think that's what he's got in there. But his motors are this way, both of them, then there's a ring and pinion. And the issue with that is, now you're even heavier, because 540 can brushless motors are going to have way more steel ring and pinion in there, so you have to go through a 90 degree, but out of that you get gear reduction, which is nice when you don't get the direct, if you don't have the direct drive system, the actual direct drive system. Now, with both this one and the other one, you run into one small problem that could cost you some coin, depending on who you know and what you got already. You need a remote that does mixing, and what by mixing is like same as an MOA comp crawler. It has to take Molly. Stop it! Stop nudging me. Every time you see the camera shake, yeah, get out of here. You're too pretty. Oh, that dog. Where was I? Damn you. Oh, depending on what you got already, because you need to be able to mix two ESCs into the one trigger, and then the steering controls. Well, that's one way to mix it. That's how you have to mix it for this. But an MOA crawler, you can adjust power front to back on the rotation, depending on your remote, because I ran an MT4. You actually use a dial, and you can increase the power towards the front or the back, so you can have over or under power rotation to the front and rear. I have a FlySky GT3B, I think it is, and it's been hacked by Rookie. I don't know if he still does it for people in town. I think so. Charge you a case of beer or something like that if you know the guy. And then he can make the GT or the FlySky radio mix. And there are other ones out there now that are cheaper than back in the day that'll do mixing. But you need a radio that mixes, or you're stuck with the sticks, because you can control one ESC with one thumb. And it's really harder to film unless you attach the camera to the front of the radio, which is a big pain in the ass for me. I tried it before. I don't like it at all. Other than that, now, how you can stop it, how you can do this yourself is might be a bit of a conundrum. Because if you're going to try and do it the other way, you have to have some kind of milling experience, I would think, to make the parts. If you can find this kit, it's not bad, because you get two of these plates, you get to replace the cogs. Ooh, that's hard to see. Hold on a second. There, I get this off here. Tracks always come off easy, that's not a big deal. Chain's a little slack, I should tighten that up. But you can see right there, so the motor just comes out. Where is it? There it is. The motor just comes out the side, and there you have it, is the piece that comes with it. So that piece is slightly smaller than the stock one, right? So it's got a few teeth less, which means you get smaller chains. And I believe there was an option where you could actually buy the kit without these chains, and you could remove a few links yourself. I wasn't down with that, so I bought the kit that has the links. Now, here's the tricky part. If you don't know anyone who's got a milling machine, or maybe even maybe it's possible to 3D print these pieces. I think actually somebody's done that. Penguin? I think Penguin, tough to say. It might be 3D printable. I don't know if the material, how long it would last. But if you know someone who can mill, you got to get that milled up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tooth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, looks like a 6 tooth. And the stock one, oh man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like a 12 tooth. So you're half the teeth that you were running before. That's interesting. I never counted them before. But if you're going to try and do it yourself, that's how you're going to have to do it. So you can even make this plate yourself. You could take, I don't know, an old motor and get the faceplate off of it, do that. Or you can make one out of plastic or whatever. You just got to get 2 holes in there to mount the motor onto the side. And when you do that, the one thing you got to remember is that those motors are real tight close to each other, right? So they have to have different clocking to them, so the motor mount so the tabs for the wires don't touch each other, because you don't want that. That's bad. But other than that, I think that's about all your goal is, because it's nice you don't have to deal with servos when you're dealing with the tracked unit, right? But you do have to find some way to mix them. That's the only shitty part. So yeah, I just, let's see, radio progression, motors, sticks. Bats I run 3-cell 3300. I'm going to try and get some 3-cell 2200s maybe. I don't know, we'll see about that. Talked about the radio. Oh, I also read another one online where a guy said Tapa Talk, T-A-P-A Talk, all one word. Apparently there's things on there where you can get the conversion kit. Now I don't know if that conversion kit will lead you to the 90-degree one or this one. Again, this one was just over $100. I believe the other one's a bit more money, and then but it gives you gear reduction, right? So then you can run more powerful stuff or have more power. That would, if you were going to do this yourself, or if I were to do this over again, I think I might run 100-turn motors, just to try and keep the heat down a little bit more, because it still gets hot. There's a lot going on, especially if it's continuously running against snow. That's like running a small tired RC in grass all day. It's going to create heat. We always try and run them minus 10-ish, if not maybe a little bit colder, depending how windy it is, because wind sucks. But you want to get this thing cold before you go out. So I leave mine in the fridge for at least an hour before I go, and then I try not to run the heat too much in the car, just on the windshield, keep the thing in the truck. And even as soon as I get to the place, we're all sitting waiting to get going. I'll throw it in a snowbank or throw it on the ground right away, because you want that to be cold. Because then as soon as the plastic is the same temperature as the snow, it'll stop sticking to it. Because when you first get out there, and if your truck's nice and warm, then you start driving into the nice cold snow, it just melts it, sticks to it, and then this here cog is going to plug up, and then you have to take out some kind of tool, clean up between the teeth, because it won't catch on this anymore. And it'll feel like it's a shitty system, but believe me, when you're running in the right temperatures and you're prepared for how this thing reacts, because it's not like a normal trail truck. It's way harder to drive. One-handed is really tough. Well, with this setup it is anyways. But yeah, get your unit nice and cold before you go out. Even at the stock setting, they're not a terrible unit. Pull the plow off right away, run proper batteries, have a good time. Hope this helps you guys. Thanks for watching.